to play. What is up? It's Claire here, and today we're actually going to be talking about the end of an era because Sony is finally stopping the production of their 8th generation console. The Vita is dead, guys, so press F to pay respects because that would be so much worth it. So today we're going to be taking a final look of the best of the Vita's lifetime. Now, from all the 704 games, we're narrowing it down to the top 50 games of the PS Vita, all arranged by PlayScore. The PlayScore is an average of gamer and critic ratings. Coming in at number 50 is Sly Cooper Thieves in Time. There is a reason why this series lasted as long as it did. Just one out of the many famous raccoons, this 4th installment of the Sly Cooper franchise follows the anthropomorphic mammal on a globe-trotting, time-jumping stealth mission. Try not to get your hands dirty as you journey from Japan and Cuba to ancient Arabia with the game's vibrant visuals and excellent voice casting. Not a lot of innovations, it gets a play score of an 8.47. 49th place goes to Salt and Sanctuary. Amidst a wave of Souls-like comparisons, Ska Studios' challenging 2D roguelike action RPG is beauty in its own right. A side-scrolling game set in a bleak and desolate world, control a lone shipwreck survivor as he fights his way through the dangers of an uncharted island. Mixing brutal stages and permadeath, it's one deadly combination you can't forget. A rewarding gameplay experience despite the grim atmosphere and punishing combat, it sets the mood with a play score of an 8.47. Number 48 on our list goes to Dead or Alive 5+. Remaining a staple in the fighting genre since 1996, Dead or Alive continued to serve kicks on the consoles, especially for their fans on the PS Vita. Considered the hottest fighting game for its feisty and busty femme fatales, this particular installment has also been praised for its balance. On top of that, it also even translates the complexities of their one-on-ones to the portable format with little to no hiccups. Smooth, sexy, and strategic, gets a score of 8.5. 47 goes to PixelJunk Shooter Ultimate. A little less elegant than some of the games on this list, this mouthful of a shooter makes up for its intense bullet fights and fascinating exploration. An action game with the heart of an adventure game, PixelJunk has plenty under the hood. Focused on movement, exploration, and a bit of elemental manipulation, it's a game that will challenge your mind and fingers at the same time. More than your regular action shooter, it has a play score of an 8.52. 46 on the list goes to The Swapper, a puzzle platformer that will boggle the mind even long after you've played it. Flirting with the themes of science fiction, The Swapper is also deeply philosophical. Share your consciousness with up to 4 duplicates and use them to lift you up into platforming advantages. Not the first to explore duplicates in puzzle format, their atmosphere really adds to the immersion. Follow the mysteries of an abandoned research station in Metroidvania style and experience consciousness like never before. A play score of an 8.52. Number 45 goes to The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. We came from the philosophical, and now with Edmund Macmillan's roguelike, we dive into the realm of nightmarish biblical allegories. Not quite the visual treat, The Binding of Isaac has been impressing either way with the addictively punishing fun of their randomly generated rooms. A remake of the PC original, it's built from the ground up with a new engine, showing off their hand-drawn pixel styles and soundtracks. Shoot out liquid bravery with a play score of an 8.52. 44th goes to Killzone Mercenary. The second handheld title in the Guerrilla's Killzone series, this 5th main installment holds a special place in the hearts of PS Vita. Made specifically for the console, Mercenary might not be the awesome game in the series, but it raised the bar for FPS players in the portable format. With a short but sweet campaign and an engaging multiplayer, it's a game to own for fans of the genre, and it gets a play score of an 8.53. Number 43 goes to Uncharted: The Golden Abyss. And speaking of portable, here's another portable entry to a well-known series from SIE Bend. A title for the PS Vita, it doesn't quite compare to the freedom that Naughty Dog brought to the series, but Golden Abyss comes packed with the same puzzle-solving, storytelling, and presentation the series is known for. One of the launch titles of the PS Vita, it remains a spectacular title for the console till the end. It has a play score of an 8.53. 42nd place goes to BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma. Following closely in the footsteps of Continuum Shift, this third installment of the BlazBlue series continues the legacy in the series. One of their most prominent titles, Chrono Phantasma keeps the series' wheel of fate turning as it introduces a wave of fresh new faces along with its already popular cast. A true tribute to their fans, it's heavy with the series' slick combat, lovable cast, and complex story. It has a play score of an 8.53. Number 41 is SUPERBEAT Sonic. The Vita is pumping up with the volume with this futuristic, bass-filled rhythm game. A title from Nurijoy, SUPERBEAT might not be your go-to for musical tapping games, but they've definitely made a name for themselves on the Vita, offering up to 50 catchy songs to captivate both first-timers and rhythm game veterans. Spread around in a variety of play modes in increasing difficulty, SUPERBEAT is the rhythm game to beat with a play score of an 8.53. Steins Gate. 5PB and Nitropolis' visual novel adventure takes you to a captivating journey of friendship, mystery, science, and emotional gravity. Awarded for being the most immersive visual novel story during its time, Steins Gate continues to wow fans with its non-linear story and memorable characters. A game that's literally built around choices, Steins Gate has multiple endings for you to explore with 40 to 50 hours of content. A stellar visual novel, it has a play score of an 8.55. Number 39 is Plants vs. Zombies. One of PopCap's most iconic series is a hit on the PS Vita too. Released on the PC in 2009, Plants vs. Zombies put a twist on the tower defense genre, putting to work an arsenal of fighting flowers to protect your home from a zombie apocalypse. On the PS Vita, Plants vs. Zombies added more spark to their visuals with the console's OLED screen, winning the world over with the charm and simplicity of its gameplay. It has a play score of an 8.58. Coming in at number 38 is Child of Light. Ubisoft makes a standout RPG that breathes a tale as old as time. In it, you follow Princess Aurora in her quest to stop an evil witch from destroying her kingdom. Heavily inspired by fairy tales and medieval mythos, Child of Light's side-scrolling journeys feel very much like the storybook adventure from our childhood. It excels in both style and gameplay. While it's not the grand experience on the PS4, this handheld port is a worthy substitute, with a play score of an 8.61. 37 goes to TXK. A reimagining of the Atari's arcade game Tempest, this indie game lets you wallow in a minimalist and vibrant world as you shoot out enemies with your ship. Its striking similarities might border on criminal. You could also say the same about its insanely fun gameplay, improving on the classic with power-ups, levels, and more. It's a sensory explosion that will keep you entertained for hours on end, and it has a play score of an 8.62. 36th on our list goes to Oddworld, Abe's Oddysee, New and Tasty. New and Tasty delivers a smooth graphical overhaul to the popular 1997 game, remaking the life and times of the iconic Mudokons, save the species from an impending genocide once more. This time with the added feature of a difficulty setting. Already a sophisticated platformer when it was first released, it didn't need much of a help to perform well on a whole new generation. An impressive puzzle platformer, it gets a play score of an 8.62. At number 35 is BitTrip presents Runner 2 Future Legend of Rhythm Alien. Leaving the pixels in the past, this direct sequel to the long-running BitTrip series made a spectacular 3D return. Coming fresh with a new makeover, its new visuals bring an array of changes to the mix while keeping the series' signature charm. Welcoming a whole new lineup of new characters, Guide Commander video on a quest that's full of pickled uncles, fish-faced companions, and lots of crazy dancing. A classic runner made HD, it has a play score of an 8.64. 34th place goes to Muramasa Rebirth. This Wii U action RPG found its way home on the PS Vita, where it delivered a fluid and gorgeous HD experience that's still one of the most beautiful on the system. Travel to Japan's Edo period and take control of two different main characters. Explore the world of Monohime and Kizuke as they develop their skills, acquire new information, and navigate the twists and turns of their multiple endings. It has a play score of an 8.65. 33rd on our list goes to Mortal Kombat. If there's one thing Mortal Kombat achieved other than its fluid fighting mechanics, it's the gore. From the veterans at NetherRealm Studios, Mortal Kombat takes all the unbridled gruesomeness to the handheld console. Returning to the arcade-like 2.5D, the characters' models might have taken the hit, but it served up to the ante in other aspects. From brand new content, fatalities, and the extra challenge tower, it's getting more for the bargain price, and it earns a rating of an 8.66. 32nd up on our list is Danganronpa 2: Goodbye Despair. Spike Chunsoft serves up another dose of deadly high school drama in this sequel to their stylish visual novel. Back at the prestigious Hope's Peak Academy, Danganronpa's talking bear returns to his murderous antics in the Wonder Island of Jabberwock. Still a mix of two modes, daily life and class trials, the sequel improves on all accounts. Bringing in innovations on storytelling, mechanics, and mystery, Danganronpa is better the second time around, and it gets a play score of an 8.68. At number 31 is Limbo. Playdead's been in the business of artistic puzzle platformers, and they all started with the monochrome melancholia of this 2010 title. Inspired by film noir and German expressionism, Limbo is one of the many poster boys for the video game as art movement. Evoking a sense of loneliness and isolation in its visuals, Limbo is equally splendid in its gameplay, showing their ingenuity with the puzzles and mechanics all throughout the game. Short but definitely sweet, it has a play score of an 8.68. 30th on our list is Ys Memories of Celceta. Being one of the pioneers of the JRPG, it's only right that they stake some claim on the PS Vita territory. A flawed beauty, Memories of Celceta might have been criticized for its subpar graphics, especially on such a powerhouse portable, but it's considered one of the best RPGs on the console. Creatively drawing on Amnesia as a storytelling device, it opens the world to a fresh kind of exploration with fun, fluid battles to fight. It has a play score of an 8.69. At number 29 is Gravity Rush. The start to Sony Computer Entertainment's critically acclaimed action-adventure series, already remastered on the PS4, this is the original experience, but sadly without all the new bells and whistles. Still an awesome title, Gravity Rush lets you take control of the free falls of their artistic universe. Introducing breakthroughs in gameplay in a comic book style, it has a rating of an 8.7. 28th spot goes to Terraria. While it might look like another Minecraft clone, Terraria is a whole new beast entirely. It abandons the clunky 3D voxels for a more graceful-looking 2D environment. But on the PS Vita, Terraria found its own home, offering its players all the comforts of portability. With their many building options and activities, it lets you create your very own nook in the vast universe whenever and wherever. It has a play score of an 8.7. 27th place goes to Grim Fandango Remastered. First released on Windows in 1998, LucasArts' Grim Fandango has seen remaster after remaster as new generations finds ways to rediscover this old gem of a graphic adventure. Even more relevant with the rise of the movie macabre, join Manny Calavera in his attempts to save a virtuous soul in film noir fashion. Wearing their inspirations on their sleeves, there's a reason why it's considered one of the greatest video games ever. Playing just as good on the Vita as well, it has a play score of an 8.7. We're down to number 26 with Spelunky. Not to be confused with the 1983 Spelunker, Spelunky takes us on a more modern and adorable treasure hunting expedition. A roguelike game inspired by Indiana Jones. Take out the hat and the whip and watch out for traps and obstacles, or it's back to the drawing board for you. For challenge seekers with a knack for exploration, it has a play score of an 8.72. At number 25 is Rogue Legacy, another unique platformer fitting for the PlayStation Vita. This surprisingly fun platformer from Cellar Door Games offers a unique gameplay element, its descendant system. So every death takes you to another character with a randomly generated quirky trait. It's a double-edged sword, and sometimes it might not be what you need. You could have inherited a bit of colorblindness, dwarfism, and others that you don't even want to know. A play score of an 8.72. 24th spot goes to Darkest Dungeon. Inspired by Lovecraft's otherworldly doom and gloom, it is not for the faint-hearted. Darkest Dungeon is a brutal creation of indie developer Red Hook Studios. You and a group of heroes will be fighting evil, but the game's best feature is not about the journey. It's how you maintain your team's physical strength and mental fortitude. Its affliction system changes the way we navigate around its gothic-fueled world. It receives a play score of an 8.74. 23rd on our list is Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition, a game that everyone knows and loves. Microsoft's sandbox adventure is out on almost all possible consoles out there. Enjoy a beautiful voxel universe filled with amazing designs and limitless content. Create your own world and build a perfect fantasy powered by your imagination. Enjoy its solo modes or play with friends in a never-ending cycle of creative wonder, all in the palm of your hands. It has a rating of an 8.74. 22nd place is Super Stardust Delta. This improved version of the Super Stardust franchise boasts with brand new features made specially for the PS Vita. Using the Vita's controls, simply use the dual analog sticks to control your starship. Destroy asteroids and enemies across 5 planets with 5 phases each. Face the boss at every round and encounter more new content in store. This shoot 'em up rewards players with huge scores like all score attack games do. A play score of an 8.75. We're moving on to number 21 with Disgaea 4: A Promise Revisited. Revisit the netherworld in this PlayStation Vita port of the PS3 classic. Disgaea fans satisfied with its insane amount of quirky laughs, anime-style cutscenes, and story that are present in the original. Its all-new features include the battle system that adds the ability to pick up players during its turn-based actions. This is the definitive Disgaea 4 experience with enhanced features and tons of added content. It receives a score of an 8.75. At number 20 is Soul Sacrifice Delta. Often compared to Capcom's Monster Hunter series, Soul Sacrifice has the happy owner of its charm, especially when it comes to their unique and compelling story. Revolving around the ability to sacrifice parts of yourself for a chance to have stronger power, it offers a complex system that rivaled the best RPGs of its time. Keeping some of the hiccups and repetitiveness of the original, this Delta Edition nonetheless makes it worth the second look with a play score of an 8.75. Up on number 19 is LittleBigPlanet PS Vita, PlayStation's portable version of their favorite Sackboy. This puzzle platformer stays true to the iconic franchise while adding Vita features that increase the handheld experience. This 4th title to the franchise offers a series of cleverly crafted puzzles and offers the same amount of user-generated content for players to enjoy. It has a play score of an 8.77. 18th place is SteamWorld Heist. The 7 galaxies await you in this steampunk turn-based strategy game. In a universe populated by sentient automatons, lead a ragtag band of buccaneers as you invade a collection of randomly generated ships filled with villains and their minions. Engage in fun side-scrolling turn-based combat and position your heroes right. Take aim and let your bullets ricochet off the walls and unsuspecting foes. Use your strategic skills to take them down or upgrade your weapons for that snazzy finishes. It has a play score of an 8.77. 17th spot goes to Dragon's Crown. Lead 4 players as they travel through dangerous dungeons in search for gold and adventure. Set in a medieval fantasy of swords and sorcery, Vanillaware's 2D role-playing game boasts a strategic action experience. Choose between the game's 6 heroic character types and decide whether you want to go in alone or with a friend. Critics praised its great RPG mechanics and challenging dungeon crawling experience. Its definitive edition, Dragon's Crown Pro, is also out, so you might check it out if you want more content. It receives a play score of an 8.78. Number 16. Fez, a platformer made with a streak of ingenuity. Dip your toes in this space-time side-scrolling adventure and survive the seemingly absurd trips between the realms of the second and third dimensions. Play as the Fez-wearing protagonist and use his newly acquired abilities to make sense of the disorienting world he finds himself in. It's a game that challenges your perspective. Switch between dimensions with a press of a button and discover the hidden trails beneath the planar puzzles. It has a play score of an 8.78. Coming in at number 15 is Severed, one of Drinkbox Studios' iconic games after its major success with Guacamelee. Severed is different among their worthy titles as it actually utilizes the PS Vita's technical features, including its touchscreen. Like the name itself, use your fingers to slice and dice your enemies. Its RPG-style mechanics takes you to major dungeons and encounter dangerous creatures. This gimmick won them numerous game awards for the iOS. It has a play score of an 8.78. 14th place is Tales from Space Mutant Blobs Attack, a sci-fi platformer and another game from Drinkbox Studios. As a mutated alien blob with an insatiable appetite, fill your belly and devour any organism you can find. From a little tennis ball to a powerful blob monster, use your ability to consume and eat everything. There's really not much explaining to do about this game. It's literally an eat-all-you-can buffet. It has a play score of an 8.79. Coming in at number 13 is Hatsune Miku Project Diva F. The Vocaloid Queen takes her musical prowess to the PS Vita in this portable iteration of the Project Diva series. It serves as the 5th entry to the titles, and much like its predecessors, it still uses an adorable cast of Vocaloids in the cast. Compared to Future Tone, the game is a self-contained Project Diva experience with songs original to it. Maybe the game's biggest feature is its use of touchscreen features where you can rub the screen or flick the analog stick to get more points. It receives a play score of an 8.81. 12th place goes to Zero Escape Virtue's Last Reward. With the success of its 1999 title, Spike Chunsoft breathes life back to its tortured subjects in the Saw-like game. As a psychopath, mess the heads of 8 unique characters. Divided between visual novel sequences and Escape the Room, it's a thrilling puzzle game that decides the fate of its characters. With powerful storylines and 24 different endings, it's a highly replayable game that will satisfy with every playthrough. It has a play score of an 8.81. At number 11 is Helldivers. This 4-player top-down takes players into a satirical dystopian world where a managed democracy dominates mankind. Defend the planet Earth from an imminent alien invasion as a Helldiver. Use your specialized skills and equip weapons to partake in this glorious endeavor, and work together with your friends as the game strictly requires teamwork with friends and strangers from all around the world. Call in airstrikes, place weapons, or do synchronized actions with your teammates. It is a fine, chaotic experience, and it has a play score of an 8.82. Coming in at number 10 is Velocity 2X. A follow-up to Future Lab's successful 2012 shoot-'em-up for the PS4 and Vita, this sequel ramps up the action with a splash of color and a new layer of gameplay. A lot like Blaster Master Zero, this latest entry lets players jump out of their designated spaceships to slip into some side-scrolling shooting with a powerful Kai. Blend 2 kinds of gameplay into one package as it receives a play score of an 8.84. Number 9 goes to Shovel Knight. Yacht Club Games' love child is currently enjoying its numerous amount of game awards. Shovel Knight is a perfect example of Kickstarters done right. Play as literal Shovel Knight and save his beloved from the clutches of an evil sorceress. Use your trusty shovel to navigate around its world and dig numerous secrets. Released 5 years ago, this game is like a gift that keeps on giving. Its upcoming DLC, King of Cards, is still gearing up for release sometime this year. It has a play score of an 8.84. 8th place goes to Sound Shapes. Sony's Sound Shapes is taking the rhythm genre to a different level. Control a cute blob trying to overcome various obstacles on each level that's powered by musical beats. Time your movements right and get to the objective. It's easy to learn, difficult to master. In addition to its smooth gameplay experience, it's also supported by talented artists such as Beck, deadmau5, and more. Players can also customize their own levels and share it with other players from around the world. It has a play score of an 8.87. 7th place goes to Hotline Miami. If Ryan Gosling's Drive was a video game, this is what it would look like. Denetton Games' psychedelic and brutal shoot-'em-up is a wild mix of hardcore cyberpunk and ultra-violence. Fulfill your objectives as a hitman and go on a murderous killing spree in top-down indie fashion. Use multiple weapons to complete your objectives and jam to the game's reverberating beats. It has a play score of an 8.88. Coming in at number 6 is Guacamelee. Master the art of punching and grappling opponents in this magical adventure led by a brave luchador named Juan. Unleash your luchador skills by creating consistent combos to smack and grab opponents to a pulp. Guacamelee takes Mexican culture to its dazzling form and incorporates brawler and platforming elements. Use the game's unique ability to travel between the living and dead worlds. Save the president's daughter if you can with a play score of an 8.95. 5th place goes to Rayman Legends, one of the best platformers ever created. Ubisoft's acclaimed platformer classic oozes with so much style it brings out the best of the Vita's visuals. Watch the gang go into a picturesque world filled with psychedelic wonder. Jam into its feisty beats and feel the rush of colors in every level. Origins was a great game too, but of course, Legends is pretty legendary. It has a play score of an 8.98. Number 4 is Odin Sphere Lifthrasir. One of our favorite RPGs on the Vita, Vanillaware's remake takes players once again in an epic adventure around the realm of Norse mythology. Players take control of 5 different protagonists with different stories and perspective. This remake offers enhanced gameplay mechanics while not sacrificing its core gameplay. Its simplified UI helps new players adapt to the fast-paced playstyle. It's still the same side-scrolling adventure you knew and love with a play score of an 8.98. Third on our list is Axiom Verge. Blurring the line between intense platforming and the fundamental nature of the game's reality, Axiom Verge is a unique gaming experience. Control a scientist after he witnesses his own death. He wakes up in a different world filled with otherworldly creatures and superpowered weapons. The game's objectives are simple: survive and uncover the mystery behind this strange world. Use a multitude of futuristic weaponry to battle enemies and control the fabric of space and time. It receives a play score of an 8.98. Second on our list is Tearaway. This paper-powered platformer for the PS Vita, what a mouthful, is a testament to the PS Vita's capability as a portable hardware. As a messenger, deliver a unique message to a player and help him overcome the many obstacles in his way. This third-person game utilizes most of the console's features, including the gyro support, touchscreen, and its in-game camera. It has a play score of a 9.04. Hey, if you have a favorite PS Vita game, let's reminisce and comment it down below. And if you actually want to see the complete list of the 704 games, then visit our website, whatoplay.com. It's over there and it's over here. Check it out. And the top PS Vita game is Persona 4 Golden. Atlus's defining JRPG leads the forefront of PS Vita's greatest hits. A mix between dungeon crawling RPG and slice of life simulator, Golden ups the ante of the original PS4 way back in 2008, and it comes with a whole new cast of characters and a captivating story. Lead a merry band of characters as they uncover a mystery involving a serial killer. Balance your daily life by going to school and meeting new people, or take down shadows using your Persona abilities in strategic turn-based combat. It has a play score of a 9.30. And those were the top 50 PS Vita games of all time. If you love this video, don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to become a certified What To Player. So that's it for me. See you guys next time.